Hmm. Hello. Welcome. Looking good. Ewok Templar. Diablo 4. How y'all doing today? Hopefully y'all are doing well. Scoot out of here. Turn this camera off. I would have started earlier. I would have, but it strangely I was doing laundry this early this morning. Getting ready. I don't know if you all can't tell. Today was a special day. I cleaned the sheet that I wrapped my chair in. Helps keep it cool. Because, it's like pleather. So, it's very good at absorbing heat. But man, I got done with the laundry. I got it back here, and it just got too warm in here real fast. I was ready to go way earlier on. But I was like, man, it's way too early to have sweat rolling down my back. I'm gonna have to let the room cool off for a second. Here we are. There's one thing I want to show you before we get started. We got Saccharine back out. Look at these boots. Look at these boots. I've never found these before. I'm not sure if these were added in one of the updates. Yin's Blessing. After all the hours I've put in, never found these boots before. This is the first time I ever found them, and I found them as a Necromancer. But look, they're not a Necromancer-only boot. It makes me wonder if there's certain things that you can only find with certain characters. Because I've never found these boots before, but they're for everyone. They're not limited to just the Necromancer. So I was like, what's up with that? They have an interesting ability to where non-ultimate, non-mobility skills that are on cooldown, like, just have a chance to go off for free every 8 seconds whenever you cast another skill, a different skill. And look at their stats. It's not bad. It's not great. I mean, it's got all stats, movement speed. Sorry, I don't know why. I just broke. My voice just broke. It just got dry there in one particular spot for a split second. I'm gonna pop a cough drop. I don't know. Sorry if this makes me sound weird. It's not particularly dry in here today. It's not very arid. It's been very humid lately because of all the rain. But I don't know, it's like the beginning. It's like summer and spring are hitting early at the same time because yesterday was like 80. But then it's like thunderstorm rain, then it's supposed to be rain again tonight. Or last night. If it was last night, I didn't hear it. But, sorry. Cough drop has been popped. Resource generation, not bad. Resist to all elements, kind of a throwaway stat. Same thing with all stats, because it's such a low number. Like, they're both good, but they're both low numbers compared to other stuff you could have. Like, if it was just one resistance, or if it was just all health stat or whatever, or all intelligence, it would be a way bigger number. And these max out, the max you can get on those rolls are 52 and 55, so it's not crazy. The movement speed's decent for a boot. I got a good roll on that. But I found it very interesting. Not only that, it's also a unique look that I haven't unlocked yet. This is the only ones I've found. So I've just been burning obols every now and then at the Curioso person, trying to get another pair. But I never found these boots before, and I think it's weird. And I'm wondering, are there items that you can only get with certain characters, even though this one can go to any character? I think it would work good for a druid, especially, because they have all those different cooldowns that could stack up, and you could just be firing them off for free, and they're actually like attack cooldowns. Granted, all the druids, like, cooldowns, most of them, I would say, have short countdowns. I think 20 seconds or something is like the average. And then you can get them down to like 8 seconds, a few of them. So that might be interesting. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. And they have a unique look. I found them as a Necromancer. I was like, what's all this then? What's all this then? Let's get it started. Isn't it crazy? After all the time we put into this game. Like, look at this. We're about to be 287. We'll be we're 13 levels away from the end. Look how That is a... We are 10 million away from leveling up. Look how tiny that sliver is. To think way back when 10 million would be a lot of XP, right? You would think. Look how... that's a 10 million difference right there. That tiny little... That little gap. Found that interesting. I found a better version. We've upgraded a Bloodless Scream. Even more damage. Even more damage if they're frozen, which they're not going to get frozen. They're going to get blasted instantly. She vaporizes. As soon as people touch her, they take 26,000 damage multiplied by all the multipliers. Like, bare minimum, the reason those numbers look crazy, they jump up to like 500,000 to about 900,000, is because you have to keep in mind that as soon as they touch her, as soon as they get in her death zone, that 26,000 damage gets multiplied by at least 230 times. That's a big multiplication. That's a lot of math. That's big math. Headstrong, I'll take you on. Headstrong, take on anyone. Let's get it started. We got some keys here. 15 keys, not including the forgotten wisdom that we're knocking off right now. God bless it. We gotta summon our bone boys. Hold on, is our volume coming in? I think I forgot to unmute. There we go. My bad. My bad, everyone. I got the microphone close. I know I'm still talking loud, though. Look at this. Look at this. No con. Some dude just took 1 million to the dome just from trying to talk to me. We don't even have... I think it's crazy. We don't even have, like, mythic uniques or ancestral unique yet, but we're throwing out a milli just because someone tried to touch me. The necromancer, a shadow necromancer, is ridiculous. Which is funny because I started another necromancer. I made Lapus Lazul and I was doing all bone. And I think I made it to level 13 and I realized, I don't know, bone isn't as fun as it was on Diablo 2. On this one, I might switch him to blood or do a combination of blood and bone. Because bone, it works, but it's not as fun. It's not as dramatic as it used to be. Because doing bone, like the magic's like teeth and stuff, it used to look like a ghostly spit. And it was like, it had a glow about it, it had a sound to it. It was more dramatic, you know? Now you just shoot out this tiny little, like, projectile, which I like the Necromancer's color scheme with its, like, darkness magic. Like, look at my Seal of Calcos. I love that color. It's like a very washed out cyan and teal. It's like a very grayed out cyan and teal, and that's like the magic. One of the eye colors you can pick is that. And I know I talked a lot of mess about the Shadow Blight build, but I understand how it works, you know? It makes sense. And it works very well, but it's definitely not the fastest in my opinion. They said it's the fastest grind thing. I was like, dude, you have to stop. First of all, you stop, you have to shoot your Shadow Blight. It makes a puddle on the ground. You make a corpse. You make a bunch of corpses like I am right now. You corpse explode them like I can do, which I have. I have the corpse explosion style. That's the corpse explosion that you'd be using with the Shadow Blight build. But then you combined it with the corpse tendrils, which also does damage, and it grabs them all and it clusters them together. And early on, like early game, it's very effective because like it also like stuns them after it grabs them, so you get more time to just hammer the enemies as they're all in a group together. So for my bone build, like that's how I was able to get to like level 13 so fast, even though I only played the character for like maybe an hour. Is because like once you get to there and you're just like, you pull them all together, then you shoot them with a bunch of bone splinters like a shotgun, you just kill them all real fast. And I was like, oh, I get this, but this is a lot of setup. This is a lot of do this and that over and over again. And it's like, I get it, it's a combo. You tap, 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 but now like, I don't know, it feels like I explained last time when I was talking about it. Wouldn't it be better, like I get it, you're doing a lot so that you can do times 300% damage every 6 to 8 attacks. But wouldn't it be more like, wouldn't your DPS be better if you just attacked really fast and did that 300% damage another way? Wouldn't it be better to do that 300% damage all the time rather than doing all these weird setups with your blood orbs? I mean, I am just liquefacturing armies over here. Well, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a bone lady. But I was using bone with Lapus Lazuli, and I haven't switched it to be able to do shadow damage yet. And it's cool, interesting. One thing I did like was the bone spirit, although I don't like its cost. Like, it costs all of your essence to shoot the bone spirit. It flies over to them and then it explodes. And it does decent damage, and it's pretty cool looking. But it takes all your essence. But there's this one enchantment where after like an enemy dies from a core skill, you get some essence back. So I comboed it with that. So you fire it, you get like 30% of your essence back, so you can keep on shooting bone spears. And it's fine. It's good for crowd control. Oh, yeah, you right. We're just trying to make some bone broth. We're in here. Gathering souls, as it were. And nice to meet you, Frosty Icy Tips. Are you from the 90s? Is that why your tips are frosted? Is that an elaborate Backstreet Boys reference? Or is it a reference to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with Ben Affleck and his tips were frosted? No, I mean, come on, dude. Backstreet's back, all right. I've been paying attention. Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. But, I don't know, I was playing with bones. I was playing with bone damage with my other necromancer. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not as fun as it used to be. It's fine, but I might switch to blood and see how that feels. Because, you know, I'm doing darkness damage with Saccharine right here, and I'm having a good time with it. Because you just... like, my bone guys are just out there. We're just ready. We're ready for Pentians. We're ready for Torrent level 1. Maybe even Torrent level 2. Because not only are they just, like, not only are the mages throwing out their little mini blizzards to add even more chill and damage, I also found this one, to where my minions just have an aura of corruption themselves. Golems are bad. Yeah, I think the golems are alright. Strangely enough, the Shadow Blight build I looked up had it to where you're not using any of your minions. You're using the sacrificial power-ups. Which I could be doing that too, but I love the Bone Boys. And honestly, since I'm going for speed, having them out like just increases my area of attack. We're already like annihilating everything in one hit. So spreading that damage out to where now they are also killing in one hit. It just makes this whole like farming thing way faster. We ultimate, we walk, we tiptoe through the tulips like so. Absorbing all the souls, as it were. As is tradition. As is tradition. And then we can just tap. Combining it with this aspect. Where is it? This one, right here. Basics. You tap. You tap at it. And your cooldown for your ultimate just goes all the way down. You just cast it again. And now we have like an XP grinder. Now we're making mincemeat. We're like Butcher Pete, chopping up that meat. You know, he didn't care whose meat he touched. Oh yeah, this is all shadow damage right here. We got the Reapers. The Reapers are making more corpses for Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion exploding into a miasma of shadow damage. And then I have the Shadow Mages too. They're casting Blizzard and shooting Shadow Balls. It's like a shadow game in here. I'm sending people to the Shadow Realm. I'm on the quest for Slifer the Sky Dragon and Obelisk the Tormentor. And I don't care how many Goldmen get in my way. Alright? I'm gonna build this deck, and me and Joey Wheeler are gonna be part of the Final Four. We're going. I named one of the Bonemen Joy Wheeler. I'm not gonna tell you which one it is, though. You have to find out. You look at all of them, there's gonna be just that one that has blonde hair. And like, I wonder which one it is. One of them has a Brooklyn accent and blonde hair. You do be doing that, Yugi. Like, wait a minute, is it that one? How can you tell? I knew him having blonde hair would give it away. I should have prepared better. Oh, I forgot to drop off my wheel of cheese. It's cool, it's fine. Best part is, like, very similar to my Crackling Energy Sorceress, I don't really need to push buttons. I can just wander around. Check my hair, check my nails. Make sure everything is square business. And they just sort of die. You may notice we just leave legendaries on the ground. It's because if you're new to the channel, like they just start to get in the way at this point. Like, it's very rarely that we upgrade at this point. It's very rare for me to find a better legendary. Usually we're just blasting. The quest I have chosen is a long one and an arduous one, and I don't recommend it. Honestly, I do not recommend it at all. This was a insane and terrible decision, and I... Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. Part of the quest is to play it mostly by myself. I've had a little bit of randos helps over the past year from Legion events and world bosses, but 99% of the time, I have been alone. On a lonely, lonely road alone. However, I do not listen to Green Day actively. I used to dislike them in high school, but now that I've gotten older, I just don't like them. It's not a dislike anymore, I just don't. I hear them and I go, let's not. Rather than back in high school, and I was like, oh man, Green Gay. No, my bosh. Someone scrubbed my eyes with toothpaste because I can hear this music through my eyes. I'm not so... Yeah, Linkin Park's great. Linkin Park is amazing. They remind me of me at her age. But... what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think about trying out blood. There's several spells that turn certain things into shadow damage, so I'm wondering if that can stack, and that's one of the things I was looking forward with the bone build. Oh no! Makes you think. Makes you think. Because with the shadow damage, you can stack it with the Paragon Shadow cards. And then there's this other aspect where they'll take more shadow damage after they've been damaged by a bone attack. I think it's the same aspect, actually, that turns... it's either Bone Spear or all bone damage turns to shadow damage. So I am going to try that out later. I am going to try that out. But, not just yet. Not yet. Who's this? My goodness. My heavens, yes. I think I figured out why they don't label the 1 millions and the lower ones. has 1,000,000 damage and instead they have 1,000k. I think it's for size purposes, so it stands out more. Because if they just put the 1.1 M, you might miss it. But if they put 1,000 thousands, you go, oh my gosh. Look at all the damage I did. Because I know it gets weird, because I don't think it changes until you get to the 10 million mark and higher. Because I swore I could have swore I've seen it say 9,000 thousands. Like 9,000k damage. And I know that's not how it says 9,000 damage, because, I mean, we've done 9,000 damage. Heck, see, you can see 3,000 damage. 3,000 damage. This is just me tapping my basic. This is just me giving them a little bit of the, what's it called? I want to call it Decompose. That's what it's called. I love Decompose. Shoot a beam of shadow. Just fry them up. Oh, and in case you're curious, the reason I did not go inside the Heraldic Portal is because I did an experiment, and it turns out, like, all those creatures you kill inside the Heraldic Portal, you only get like 10%. You only get like 10% of the XP for all those kills. So it makes honestly, it makes doing the Heraldic Stronghold kind of like pointless. I do the outside because those ones still count as full XP for some reason. But once you go on the inside, you'll be killing hordes and legions of demons and just getting no XP at all. So actually, if you're doing an XP grind, going into those Heraldic Strongholds actually slows you down. You're in there just killing them for like no raises. Hold on, we're gonna go Rumba mode for a second. Sorry, Roomba mode. Rumba. Mumba. Bumba. It makes me wish there was a thing that stacked regular Corpse Explosion really well. I don't know if regular Corpse Explosion connects to blood. I don't think it does. Like, I don't know what multiplies regular Corpse Explosion's damage. Or if it just counts as physical. I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, I made Lupus Lazul, and it was only because I really liked the Necromancer's helmet, and I decided, you know, we need another male character on the register. We just have Novizime by himself. Because I was going to get rid of Madara and replace him. Although I will make another Meteor Sorceress very soon to replace him. But I'm thinking I might start my Barbarian too, just so that I have something to do in the in-between time. Because like I said, this is once again one of those times where I grinded hard and fast, but it was rough, and I wanted to take a break. Because it was also, I don't want to stream at night, because it's already like so warm at night, and I've already done so much of the day. And usually at that time of night, I've already taken my shower and I'm getting ready for bed. So I don't want to heat back up and get all sweaty before I go to sleep. And get all gamer sweaty, you know what I mean? Stay hydrated, boys. So yeah, I was ready to level up yesterday around the same time as last time, about 7 at night. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it easy. We've earned a break. We literally did another 600 million XP in 2 days. I think we can afford a little break and then wait till the morning to level up. But then this morning, I had to do laundry. I had to do laundry, so I couldn't get started as early as I would have liked. Had to get that out of the way. My sheet that I normally have on my gamer chair, which is just an office chair, I should just call it my chair. The sheet that I wrap around it, it's a very nice sheet, but it reached the point where it had salt stains on it. And I was like, this is unbecoming. We need to cleanse this. And so I did. Although I have a different sheet on there right now. But that's what I like to do. I like to go back and forth. One sheet for like a week, and then the other sheet the next week, and back and forth, so that it's constantly being cleaned. We don't have a funky gamer chair. You know? This room has some... How do I say this kindly? Fart chamber-like qualities. But I try to be different than other games. I try to handle it. I try to fight it. I clean. I actually clean. We have fabric. We have fibers. We have deodorizers. We have soaps. We have bells. We have whistles. In the future, when I have money, maybe we'll even have fire. But we'll do whatever we need to do. Keep this place clean and fully operational. I'm too old, man. I'm too old to be getting back me. Alright, you know what I mean? Uh-oh. I've actually been getting kind of bothered by these holdout chests. This is not so bad, though, when you're playing as the Necromancer or the Sorceress. But as my Druid and as my Rogue, I end up, like, bouncing back and forth like this, but with my attacks. And then sometimes I'll, like, because of... Especially with the Druid, because he's using the Shred. Shred's his main. He'll fly across the map randomly because there'll be an enemy over here, and he'll just travel 800 feet like, ha! And then, like, have to go back. And ever since I upgraded my Rogue to also include Dance of Knives as one of her moves, it really helped out, because, like, that gives me a chance to continue attacking, but also control the direction in which I aim. So that's nice. You do a little bit of bouncing back and forth. Oh, you know something? Sorry to get off topic, but I had another weird dream. I want to talk about this because once again, it had one of those things happen to where you ever have a dream that's so vivid that it felt real, then you woke up and it was somehow partially real, like you don't know, oh, this one more damage to frozen enemies, but less shadow damage and less intelligence. I don't know if I'll keep this one. I have another one at home that might be slightly better than it as well. But I've decided to have a weirdness scale. Because it's not the weirdest dream I've ever had, because I'm gonna give my weirdness measurement for my dreams an accumulation measurement system. So like, it's gotta be weird, but also has a certain amount of length. If it's weird for a long time, then it's weirder than other ones, because otherwise it would get too confusing and it would be difficult to measure their weirdness. So this will be the weirdest short dream I've ever had, because it was very short. Like, sometimes when you sleep, you ever have a bunch of different dreams and they all just connect together randomly? I only remembered this one, because this one woke me up and also I could feel it. I don't know I can't remember the other dreams that led to this one, but I was at home, and there was a random explosion, but I was tired, so I just straight up ignored it. Like, I felt something hit me after the explosion. I said, you know what? If it's my time, it's my time. I don't know. I had a weird, very cavalier laziness to this explosion. There was an explosion, something hit me, and I said, it is what it is. And in the dream, I was going to bed, so I went to bed. and I felt this pain in my hand. So I look at my hand, and there's this coin, a very large coin, like a flipper coin, like a coin that you buy so that you can flip it for games. The best way I can describe it. Like, have you ever bought one of those, like, collectible coins that have, like, artwork on it, and it's supposed to be, like, a dollar coin, but it's, like, way bigger than dollar coins? They're all about the same size. This is pretty big. I don't know how to... I forgot what it's called. It's like... You remember the coin from Batman that Two-Face had? In what's his name? Nolan North? I can't remember. Nolan Rogers? I feel like I'm mixing up several different people's names now. Orlando North Lando Calrissian. We'll just go with that. Lando Calrissian's trilogy of Batman. The coin Two-Face had was quite large compared to other like coins you would get in currency. It was about that big. It had to be like at least 2 inches wide. But honestly, me telling this story is way longer than the dream actually was. But it was shoved into my hand, like between my pointer finger and my index finger. There was just this coin that had been like jabbed in there and damaged it. And the weird thing is, like, the damage that was there wasn't bleeding, but it looked like it'd been there a while. Like, the skin around it had that look of, like, when you have cheap metal touching your skin for a long time, so it has, like, that, it turns the skin, like, green. And I'm like, what? And, like, I was like, why does this hurt? Like, I was confused about it for some reason, even though I could see that there was a coin jabbed into my hand. And I make a fist with the coin there being squeezed between my fingers, but also like my palm because it's like shoved in there, and it hurts. And I go, it didn't used to do that, like. So I was like, you know what, and it makes us feel like the coin had been there for a while. Like, that's the way my train of thinking was in the dream. So I go there and I like, you know what the problem is? This coin. It's so stupid. I don't know why my line of thinking was like this in the dream, but like, it's super obvious now. But in the dream, I guess I was just like, I was somehow sleepy in my dream. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take this coin out. That's probably the problem, because like, it didn't used to hurt. Now it hurts when I make a fist. It doesn't hurt like when it's just in there, but now it hurts when I try to squeeze it. So I pull the coin out. I'm like, oh, that's better. And I make a fist, and it still hurts because there's a wound, right? I put the coin down on the table. I disregard the coin after that. I don't even ask questions whose coins this is, how to get in my hand. Nothing. I just take it out, put it on the table, and I walk away, and I go, oh, well, I gotta do something about this, or otherwise it's gonna get infected. So, lucky for me, I'm in my bathroom. There's some hydrogen peroxide. I pour it on the wound, and I know it's gonna hurt, and it bubbles up, and it does hurt. That's one of the weird parts about the dream. Not just the coin, not just the explosion I ignored, not just the coin that I then ignored after I pulled it out of my hand, not my ability not to conceive that having a piece of metal jabbed into my body might be the source of pain in my hand. All that weirdness was weird, but this is where it gets even weirder. Not only do I pour the hydrogen peroxide on the wound, and it hurts, and I feel it burn and bubble, water starts to pour out of the wound. And I look into the wound, and it's like I'm hollow. Like I'm a balloon person. Like I can see the skin, and that's it. Like I can see all the way to the other side of my hand, but it's just like the skin. and I could see the back of it, and I'm like, oh, what? Oh, I guess there was like, in my mind, I logically deduced, I was like, you know what? I had that coin there for so long. It probably got infected, and there's like a water buildup in there now. Not completely disregarding, no question, there was no questions about where my bones and blood went, or flesh. I didn't care about that. I was like, you know what? My arm feels heavy. It's probably full of water. There's the level up. So I lean my hand forward, all the hydrogen peroxide's dripping off, then it starts pouring water, and I go, oh man, I'm getting water all over the floor. So then I run to the kitchen sink and I just start pouring it in there, and I'm talking like 64 ounces of water. Like maybe a 2 liter of water comes out of my arm. And then my arm feels a lot lighter at the end. I'm like, that's better. That's better. I get all the water out, I shake it dry. And then as I'm going back to bed, that's when I wake up in real life. And my left hand hurts. And I'm looking at it like, what? Like maybe I was just making fists over and over again. But it was weird because my left hand, not only did it hurt, it hurt specifically in that spot where the coin was. And this was only like, this was literally like the day after the last stream. I have no idea. What does that mean? Why was I hollow? What was with the water? There was so much water leaking out of the wound. How come the wound wasn't a big deal to me? What was that explosion, and why did I go, you know what? It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Something hit me, but it didn't kill me. Maybe it's killing me now? I don't know. I don't care. I'm too tired for this right now. Ooh, I like these. These are great, because you get a bunch of bats, so that the amount of XP you get here is ridiculous. Like, this is just a party. Each one of those bats is like 2,000 to 4,000 XP. We're getting some good grinding here. And we can ultimate again. We can ultimate again. We just keep doing this. Every now and then my Reaper guys swing their big scythe and I get 3 seconds off my ultimate. By the time my ultimate done, it's almost ready again. See, he says that, but the event's over, and he lost, and he doesn't show up after I beat him, so it's kind of weird. He's like, I will be your end. It's like a threat. It's a vague threat, because he doesn't show up. Wherever that vampire guy is, he just leaves right after. This dungeon does not dungeon anymore. Alright, come on, let's walk over yonder. I'm gonna check this place out. We don't have to check this place out, but I'm gonna check this place out. No, I would not like to try YouTube Premium for a couple of months. Alright, let's rejuice and get the next one started. But yeah, that whole finding the boot thing, at first I was gonna wait to make at least one barbarian. Now I might make it sooner rather than I might make it real soon. Start working on it right now. Just because I'm starting to think maybe there might be more legendaries we need to deal with, but at the same time I need to clear my inventory because We got a bunch of stuff in there. I literally just cleared it up, but then it got gathered up again. Because I started finding more uniques for the Rogue and the Necromancer. And some of them, I just need to decide. I just need to get the best, keep the best one and just have one of each version. Because now I've got it whittled down for most of them, down to 2. Except for things like the Butcher's Cleaver and Azarath, just because I haven't made a Barbarian yet, and I don't know how the Barbarian's going to play out, so some of the physical weapons I've kept. Oh, and also the Tessits of the Dawn, because they're a legendary pair of pants that also gives you movement speed. And as far as I can tell, that's not a lot of other pants give you movement speed. Like, there's a bunch of other legendary items that give you movement speed that you don't normally get movement speed on them. On those particular armor pieces, like if it's just a regular legendary, you know? But they're usually class related. And Tessits of the Dawn is not. You can have it on any class, so that's why I've been collecting a few of those. If it has at least 20% movement speed, I usually keep it. Because to be fair, Tessits of the Dawn is a pretty, like, if you don't know, if you need more movement speed, but and you don't know what to add, because it's a very defensive legendary item. Like, it's not like, I don't think it's integral to any build. It's pretty, like, universal, because it's just sort of, like, there. Like, you don't really need it. I don't think there's any, like, meta build that's like, hey, remember to include Tessits of the Dawn so you can get that extra defense. It's like, unless there's a build I don't know about the Barbarians where the more defense you have, the more damage you do. Because then that'd be kind of cool, I guess. Maybe that would be essential. But to me, it's just there to where, like, it's like, you want more movement speed, but you don't have room. You could sack the ability to have an aspect of your choice on your pants and just wear Tessits of the Dawn. You got more movement speed, and also it helps improve your defense. So it's like, it's kind of even. It's kind of in a gray area, you know? So, I got a bunch of those pants, I got a bunch of the Azarath sword, and a bunch of the Butcher's Cleavers. Just sort of laying around, taking up space. And I figured, you know what, I'll make the Barbarian. And as soon as, like, Lapus Lazuli gets to a high enough level, he'll definitely be using some legendary items. I don't know what build I'm going to go for, though. Because like I said, at first I was going to do Bone, and I was getting into Bone, and I was like, well, Bone's not as interesting as I thought it would be. Like, I have to see what the aspects are, how they feel later on. Like, I have the aspects unlocked right now, and a lot of them are like, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes does shadow damage. Oh my god. There's another one where, like, Bone Spear or Bone Spirit explodes an additional time if it explodes inside of your bone prison. And I'm like, alright, that's super conditional. But okay. It's not the worst idea that I've heard, but it's got a lot of steps to it for some reason. Maybe we can make it work. I don't know. I might keep doing the bone thing, but at the same time, like, I just started him, so switching him to blood and going back and forth between the two as I discover how they operate shouldn't be too difficult to do. Blood sounded cool, but hopefully there's a lot of cooldown, because that blood tidal wave at the end looked pretty cool. I know there's an aspect that turns it to where the blood tidal wave does shadow damage and leaves corruption soup behind as it travels. So there's two different builds right there. You can either go blood shadow damage or bone shadow damage to stack with the shadow damage build. Because honestly, the two shadow damage cards, like, in the end, with shadow damage and corrupting shadow damage, it's a pretty good build for just a lot of damage. And then if you can combo it with vulnerable, you get good vulnerable. Oh my. Now we're just combining status effects with shadow. The world could be our oyster. He died. Under mysterious curse imagery. He died. I showed him a picture of a curse and he exploded. As is tradition. God blessed America? I'm curious what the Barbarian does. I'm pretty sure it's very close to what DT did. I mean, D2, sorry. Duty. Call of Diablo. Whatever it was called. Diablo 2. Diablo 2. So I imagine they brought back Whirlwind at least and Leap. I don't know if they brought like concentration back and stuff or double swing and flurry. Is it flurry or fury? I forget. I know flurry's actually a rogue move now, so maybe they changed the name. You guys know what I'm talking about, because they had like double strike, then they had like super double strike, which was like flurry. And you would gain movement speed as well. But it took more juice, took more mana. So I am curious though. I wonder if there's a really awesome bleed / life gain build you can do. Because then we can just do life on hit and then just do the grindhouse whirlwind. And if you're doing bleed damage, oh, you're just melting people. Bonus damage if you damage something while it's bleeding. I mean, there's the stack. I can see that stacking. I can see that math right now in my mind butter. He died. I walked in, he saw that it was saccharine, he got embarrassed, and he exploded. That's life. Oh my god, she is just getting all of the uniques today. I knew we were gonna put on a clinic with our shadow damage, but this is ridiculous. I'm still taken aback at how we could just drop a melee damage, and we don't have mythics or ancestrals yet. This is crazy. I can't even level up my glyphs yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? All my glyphs are default leveled. I just put them where I could. These are level 1 glyphs right here, ladies and gentlemen. Just doing their job. No leveling up. We're still exploding demons like they're children. Children made of blood and poop soup. And we'll just cover with darkness, I guess. Darkness isn't spreading. Someone just took 2 million damage for existing in my airspace. That's how she works. That's how she works. That's what she do. That's what she do. She do be doing that, Yogi. She do be exploding people with her shadow game magic. Pot of greed. It's insanely chewy. Hold on. I just realized I left some animus juice way back here because I was distracted. It's alright, we got the movement speed. We got the movement speed for it. We'll just walk in, kill everyone. Traditions. One Bone Lord ghost in a closet by itself with animus juice for some reason. Like they were trying to hide him. What was the name of that Cuban kid? Elion? I don't even remember. You guys remember that? He was trapped in the clouds, like... just like... R. Kelly. Oh, it takes me back. Isn't it weird? Send R. Kelly to jail for what he did. Then Kevin Spacey squeezes a dude years ago, and a fat dude goes on television and goes, "Hey, come on, but movies." And everyone's like, "Yeah, you're right." I think that's kind of weird. Convenient, no. Oh my god. These dudes were full of money. Undoubtedly, this is the heretics doing. Now that looks like the way we're supposed to go. And come up here. Make sure this house is clean. Hello, boys. What are you doing? Hoarding all the gold for yourselves, I see. Looks like we're gonna redistribute some wealth over here. And of course, Ghost in the Blood, once again. We'll come back, we'll come back. Decide I clean those guys up. Good day to have land. I'm also thinking about making another druid. Get a bear druid. I didn't mess with any of the bear spells when I made No Visa May. Just didn't touch them at all. I just went full werewolf and didn't look back. In the end, once we made it to level 60, that's when I decided to go back and look at the nature magic. And I discovered, you know, you sprinkle a little bit of lightning in this, you can really help with crowd control when you need to stand still instead of leaping around like a freak all the time. Because Shred's really good, but sometimes you're minding your business, doing one of these, and then all of a sudden you teleport like 800 feet down the road in a different room to murder some poor guy who's staring at a wall asking questions about shoes. Yeah, but why laces though? All of a sudden a werewolf just teleports in through the wall. Spaghettifying him instantly. Oh god. And the werewolf's looking around going, wait a minute. I used to be in that room over there doing something. Now this is terrible. I'm wondering if the bear suffers that problem too. If the bear has a teleport, like a movement, mobility ability that makes him to where he just leaps like a freak to where the enemy is. Which, it's useful, especially when it comes to like quickly getting through a dungeon as fast as possible. Smack as many enemies along the way as you possibly can. But I'm wondering if the bear has more control. Just a little bit more. 13 more levels, and we'll make it. We'll make it. We'll be the first.
Thank you.
And probably the only.
Without you.
No other sane person would try to do this. You'd have to find someone equally as insane as E.T. to be like, you know what, yeah, I'll do the same. Let's go max level without ever completing the campaign or skipping the campaign. Let's do it. Alright, if anyone else tries to do this, make sure that person knows that they're loved. Offer them moral support and soup. Because this is... I wouldn't, this is a cruel and unusual punishment right here. This is the kind of grinding you have to set in. This is RuneScape level. Let's sacrifice our life for things. And now I can't keep track of the time accurately because I made a bunch of characters and I started using them all. So the time is all over the place now, but I know Decima by herself, since she was the main man for a long time. She's at like the 70-day mark. Or higher, probably higher by now. That was a while ago when I last checked. But you know what? It's MLG, it's Probus Pro, and it's like, comment, subscribe. Ewok Templar. Because you're worth it. Alright, we're almost at the end. Which, you know what? Maybe we'll go visit my other necromancer here. Once we get this hour in. This full grind session. Artillery shrines. Ah, the blind burrows. This is a good one for grinding. A lot of spiders. A lot of thorn beasts. I think there's also some bats. Just little freak jobs hanging around having a good time. Maggots. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's not a good XP right there. I could feel it. Feel it in my haunches. Look at that. When you get the artillery shrine, every single time your mages shoot or swing, or the reapers swing their little scythe, a bunch of archer pods are included for free. Oh, I'm gonna turn left after this. We'll be back. We'll be back for the other artillery shrine. Let me just cut through here. Don't mind if I cut in. We like to have a good time here. Come on, boys. Just don't keep them waiting. No. Who's that red-headed guy? Sorcery? He doesn't like being kept waiting. I don't know if he's here, but his sentiment lives on. I like the way it sounds, though. The, what's it called? I know what it's called. It's the same thing as those shirts. Those freaking MMA shirts. What's it called? I'm trying to remember. With the wings and the skulls. It's my key passive. I love the way it sounds because every now and then you get the victimized explosion. And it makes it sound like a battlefield. You get it quite often, actually. I gotta look. Affliction. Yes. Affliction. Beautiful. Big shadow damage. They explode sometimes too into shadow damage. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You try to put your cards down in defense mode, you still explode. That's that big time shadow damage they don't tell you about. Uh-oh. Volcanic. These are my least favorite. Before the last update, these things could still one-shot me. I used to actually actively delete all the volcanics and just get the sigil powder back and roll for something else. Now it's not so bad. Now that time has progressed. We're inside the vessel of hatred. About to go to the Lord of Hatred once again. Things are different. Same, but different. All that light magic doesn't seem to be helping you guys. Evil clerics that decided to work with demons for some reason. I haven't played the campaign at all, alright? Because we've been working towards this. I have no idea. I have some idea. These guys, they worship Anarius. And I don't know if them and Lilith are working together, fighting against each other. All I know is that you run into a lot of places where these worshippers of Anarius and the Light, clerics and crusaders, for some reason are just working alongside demons, and it's like, huh, that's interesting. Why are you guys doing that? I have no idea. It's kind of weird from my perspective, because I was just exploring, then one day you're just fighting them. Crusaders and clerics just walk in and start shooting at you. And you're like, what did I do? I'm here to fight the demons. And they just, you! It's you! Yeah, you caught me. It is me. How may I help you boys? And they just start trying to stab you. And I took that personally, you know? It's actually important that I grab these ovals. Hold on, I'm changing my music. You know me, I like a variety. I like a decent variety. I'm gonna give him the box and then leave, because I want to come back here and clear this place out properly. Who was that guy? He just sort of showed up. You saw him? He wasn't there, and he was just staying there. Instantly exploded. Food. Too much darkness spreading. More obols. More shoes. More issues. You know what they always say? Bigger shoes, more tissues. People say that, right? Rock Templar, by the way. Like, comment, subscribing. Oh my god. Rugby swell emoji. Was there supposed to be an offensive action in this room? Because all I see is dead things that are coincidentally more dead now because I'm here. They were already dead, but now they're more dead. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. I'm a necromancer, by the way. I know when something's dead. I've studied it for years. Yeah. This is definitely not how you make pasta al dente style. But it could be a stepping stone. Yeah, I'm gonna come over here. I was going over there, I'm gonna come over here. I had a feeling about this place over here. Okay. Those guys, I hate those guys. Those weird demon grasshoppers with their back claws and their leap like a freak move. For something that looks like it's about to fall apart, they surprisingly do a lot of damage. No! He just standing in the darkness. You saw him start to vibrate from the pain. He was like, oh god! Why is my life suffering? Then he explodes. Saccharine has that power, and so should you guys. All of these easy steps and you too can turn into a darkness microwave. Hopefully I make it.
Is there no end?
Always find these interesting when it's the humans, because it suggests that the humans buried themselves here for an ambush by the hundreds. How do you displace that much sand and the terrain doesn't change, man? There's some weird village hidden in the sand jutsu going on right here. Or better yet, when it's tile. How did they do that, man? Tile magic? There's all these dudes for this one person here, too. There's this one guy they tried to kill because he entered their cave. And they said, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice 500 people to make sure this one person right here on the ground dies. Who are they? What did they steal?
Thank you, Wanderer.
Everything that's in this chest?
I'd be dead. Think I can manage from here?
I got questions.
Please.
Tell me to hurry?
So was Corey's house a good game, or is that just the meme? It tied with a lot of other games, and I see it on the list, and I'm Concernicus every single time I see his face. Why is a boy that young so bald? So very, very bald. Speaking of bald children, what was up with Kai? Was that entire show about a kid with cancer? 'Cause that's kind of dark. They never addressed it either. And I guess, you know, from a positive perspective, you could be like, well, you know, so that cancer kids don't feel different, and it's not like their only thing, you know what I mean? It's not like the thing they're known for. You don't want to be known for that, you know what I mean? You know, like Scott Malkinson's known for having diabetes. You don't want to be a cancer kid. So maybe that was it. But at the same time, I don't know. Being Caillou kid doesn't sound good either. It just feels like he's just cancer kid, but with extra steps. I'll talk to that final boss here in a second. I gotta get these gems. Sorry. Let me just walk through you. You'll explode into fiery Chipotle farts, and I'll go about my business. Oh, I'm out. I already made it to my hour. I was about to do another one. I'm like, alright, let's see how we're doing. See how good we are. Well, so we did like 22 million an hour. Somehow she is not as fast as the other folk, even though she has the movement speed and the damage. Somehow she's like still slower than the, which is funny because like when I play her off camera and do regular dungeons, she's the one that gets closest to doing as many as Decima. So she like does better when I'm not like when I'm not streaming her and I'm not talking. I actually do almost as good as Decima with her. With this build. And you know what it was? I was actually stopping to open all these chests. That's what it was. I was in autopilot mode. And most of the time when I'm in grind mode, at least because I'm talking, you know? Most of the time when I'm in grind mode, I'm not talking. And I'm usually ignoring most of those chests. I just let them be. Unless it's like a regular one. Like if it's a heraldic one, I usually leave it alone. Especially if it's like, if I'm doing materials, gold, or what's it called? Obols. My obols are full again. But look, I have 15 billion gold now. Which we just made it to like... I don't know how, but I made $500 million in less than the past 2 days. Because I remember last time I streamed is when we hit the 15 billion mark. And somehow in the past like day and a half I made another $500 million. And I don't remember how, but I did. That's... I guess I had a lot of Vile Splendors saved up by accident, where I got a bunch again. Because we are definitely not. There's not a Mother's Blessing or a Goblin season going on right now. There's sort of nothing happening right now. So as far as XP, we've been doing anything from like 23 million to about 30 million with Decima. And Decima's even gotten to 32 million at some points when I've been able to do 17 regular dungeons in an hour. But you know what? Let's leave her here. Just for a little bit. Let's go visit Lapus Lazuli. What do you say? Huh? You, me, maybe even Dupree over there. What's he up to? Is he wearing shoes? Invite him over. Make him part of the tour. Ah, there he is. Shiny boy. This is actually supposed to be the blue. This type of, this armor, it came out more of like a silver, but I assure you, that is the blue. I'll show you how bone is working out for me, especially with actually stopping to use corpse tendrils. Now remember, he's level 13, so we're not gonna have the movement speed Not yet. We're actually on hard already. I already switched to hard difficulty because I've become familiar enough with the game now to where the difficulty, I mean, it's just not there, man. It's not there. Especially when I'm level 13 and I already have like 2 legendaries as well. Now, as far as legendaries go, they're not really doing anything special. But it's fancy. Oh, you know what? I think I need to summon. I need to summon some of my boys. Here, watch this. They do the channel, they get stunned. See that? Hit them, boys. Get them, boys. Well, debris. So I do a tendril, then I Fortress of Solitude them, and we just sort of hammer it on them. Huh. So you got this bone splinter thing where you shoot out the shotgun of teeth. Then you got the bone spear, which sort of stabs through, then comes back with a shotgun of teeth, which is a ricochet. Then you got this spirit. The ghost spirit. You launch it, it explodes. But it takes all your essence, essentially, though. But at first when I unlocked it, oh, it was super powerful. But you had to switch to your basic for a little while. But now, with that one legendary enchantment, I think it's this one, I get a little bit of the essence back. And I can automatically start teething and bone spearing again. And the tendrils, I find it useful for early on. I still use it every now and then, especially when the crowd gets thick and busy. He's doing too much. Kill this one first. Oh, get him! Get him! Seal him in. There we go. A great axe. Not a marvelous axe, and definitely not a bad axe, but a great axe. Hope one day I can be a great axe. My God. The things I could do. A Coven's cow. Oh. You ever wanted to armor up your cheeks and nothing else? I got a cowl just for you. That's what I think about protecting when I think about protecting my face, is just the cheeks. That's why I make my money. Alright, should we go down here? Oh, it's not bad. It's just a couple of guys hanging out. Fine day for assaulting a corpse, isn't it? See what I mean? This is bone. You do this, you do this. You have bone prison, which is cool. And later on, the aspects will combine. You get more legendaries. You get these decent combos, which I'll play with later as well. But so far, it's just like, I don't know, it just seems like you just shoot stuff with bones. It's not as interesting. Like Shadow, at least, even when you first started, it had the Shadow explosions, which would do the bonus damage. You combine that with Corpse Explosion, It was decent. I know I'm not using Corpse Explosion now. That's because I wanted to give all the bone spells that I do have unlocked right now a fair shake. You know? And to be fair, I haven't unlocked the ultimate yet. We're almost about to, though. About to get that Bone Storm going. Which I could have sworn was the name of that one video game Bart wanted in The Simpsons. He's like, buy me Bone Storm or go to hell. Well, I'm about to. Strange how both those things connect. Not only is there a Bone Storm in this game, technically you do go to hell in this game, so it's like... Once again, did that Matt fella predict the future? And if so, why would he care about Diablo 4? And why was it so vague? I don't know. I might put that one up for a wash. Ow. Oh, I'm feared. I was like, why can't I do anything? Alright, we're fighting legendary flies now. Oh, good. They were guarding nothing. That's great. When the corpse... Oh, 45. We're fortifying while corpsing. Honestly, we need the defense. We are on hard right now. On a low level. As you can see, we're doing alright. It's not a big deal. Nothing is a big deal. They get close. We get close. But no cigar. We're in real danger. We're in fake danger. Oh no! They escaped my bone prison. Little to no consequences happens. Oh man. My attack speed really increases with those arthropods. Just walk. Let's get through these guys as fast as possible then. We got a whole lot of cave left to see and a whole lot of nothing to do with it. Ooh. Fancy that. Stun? That's actually a pretty neutral ability that's actually helpful to us right now. Ah, no! Quickly, entrap them. There we go. No one's a match for my bone prison, which honestly doesn't even look like bones anymore now that I look at it. Huh, I could have swore bone prison back in Diablo Tuesday actually looked like bones. What is this? A bunch of brown jagged rocks is what they look like. Those don't look like bones. I didn't realize that the graphics on the bone prison, that's probably something I noticed subconsciously, which is one of the things where I went, the bone is just not the same as it was in D2. Well, no kidding, I just shoot out these these could be throwing darts for all I know. They're just glowing throwing darts. Same to the bone spear. The bone spear is just the throwing darts but with extra steps. Ah, we got skeletal mages. Do it. Bring them in. No! Let me go. I'm just a boy. Imprison them in the bones. Bone spirit. Tendril release. Bone prison. Bone spirit. Oh wow, he's moving slow for some reason. Tendril release. I know, I'm not using the Seal of Quarry Calcos this time, that's the thing. The curses are interesting, because you cast them on a group, and it's only for a split second. It doesn't stick on the ground and make a cursed zone. It just curses a group. Very similar to D2, but it's like, they have to be in the circle, while D2, it's like, it's only a certain number of them that you can target. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'll pick up the blood orb. The blood orb will be my friend. Ooh. Oh. I'm not dual wielding right now. What about the pants? We can do it. We can Bone Storm now. What should I unequip for it, though? I mean, Bone Spear's fine. I combo it. I combo the Bone Spear with Bone Splinters. And it's honestly, it's okay. It's just not, like, amazing. You know what I mean? It doesn't wow me. I can't unequip, I can't unlearn anything though, so I gotta just have something invested in while I use something else. I'll just have put Bone Spirit away for now. Because right now we're still in the leveling up area, so it's like I can't unlevel anything until I unlevel this, because technically I just unlocked this, because that's how many points I have available. Oh, ring. Hopefully it's not cursed. Eat my Bone Storm. I don't know what I expected. It was just a tornado made of bones. Honestly, it looked just like the Druid's Hurricane, but a different color and full of bones. Which, it's fine. I mean, it came back fairly quickly. That was 60 seconds? I must have done something that made it to where it came back faster. So Bone Storm, not bad. Although the area of effect you get with Soul Rift is so much larger. And also, for some reason, Bone Storm's default cooldown is 60 seconds, while you know my other Necromancer is using Soul Rift, and it already goes down to 50 seconds. And when you max it out with the amount of cooldown reduction she has, it's down to 41 seconds, and then she can get it back in like 14 seconds if she just keeps on attacking. I want to try out Blood Wave. I'll probably do that next time. Get that Blood Wave magic. What's it look like? Oh! That's pretty cool. Same length of cooldown though, so I guess it hits really hard all in one go. We'll see. We'll have to test that out. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Lapus Lazul. I don't know if I'm going to keep him as an army guy. Build up an army just like Saccharine does. Maybe use the Golem too. Or if I'll sacrifice everything to give him those extra boosts in damage and speed. But I think I am going to transition over to Blood and test how that feels. Because as you can see, Bone is just sort of... It's a ranged option, and it works fine. It works, but it's just not exciting. I don't find it as interesting as Shadow, and I haven't used Blood yet, so I guess I'll experiment with that next time. Or here in a little bit, actually. I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you think? Have you made a Bone Necromancer, and did you enjoy it? Because honestly, I enjoyed the Shadow one way more. And even early on, I enjoyed it. When I first made the Shadow one, I was having a good time. Started with the Bone one. We made it to level 15 over the past just couple of hours. I haven't been playing him long. Let me take a look. One hour. In 1 hour, we've made it to level 15. That should tell you how used to the game we are now. It's not no big deal. No, and we're not hot and bothered. Except for literal heat in real life. I'm gonna leave this one here though. We got another 600 million or so XP to get, and hopefully in the next 2 days. I think it's already Friday. Hopefully, if everything goes correctly, I can be back Sunday, and we can level up again, or maybe Monday morning, depending on how I feel and how fast we do it. But I'm gonna leave this one right here. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming out today. Make sure to be careful with your frosty, icy tips. You don't want to become Ben Affleck in Jay and Silent Bob's Silent Adventure, where he did some weird things with a monkey and the moon. That can be Concernicus. Better be careful with that. You don't want to go too 90s. You go full 90s, they'll get you. They will get you. But I'm gonna leave this one right here. Thank you all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, keep on posting. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, though.